I do hope everything is going well over there.
Not really. The main door is too heavy to open by ourselves. Kowned tried throwing some rocks at it but they just bounced off. We will go round the back to see if there's another door like the one Gavin broke with his car.
Mr. John Barosa, what is the update?
We managed to get in yesterday. It was quite dark, but I think it probably has the same closed systems as QuickiFund HQ. At Gavin Boris, how do we get the systems online?
Mr. Gavin, this is your field so it's up to you.
I work in the clodation department, so I don't know much about how to get everything running. Here is what I do know, there is a room called Power Storage and Management, somewhere underground. I've only been in there a few times, but there should be some control panels in the room that might be able to start the power systems.
I hope everything goes well. What is your update? Mr. Gavin, I hope you have been able to tell them what to do. Mr. Williams, I think now will be the best time to take my advice.
We found the power control room thing. There are quite a lot of switches and buttons though. Also, we can't really see much. Kowned is using his flashlight on his handheld mobile telephonic device but it is still quite dark. Should we just press random buttons and hope something happens?
Mr. John Barosa, I have nothing from you yet? I hope everything is good with settling the clothes situation.
You probably could try that, but I don't know anything about what you're doing either. Once you get the systems working, there should be a main computer which is used to handle all signals coming in and going out of the QuickiFund place. In larger facilities such as QuickiFund Phobos or Deimos, there are many computers operated at all times which all reroute the signals from the main computer to the clodation machines. However, it seems like Aegaeon is considerably smaller than that, so all signals are probably handled by one machine. Once you find it, try to turn it on and I should be able to help from there.
What is going on right now?
We will turn on the switches now.
Okay. I think we did all of them. Yoy is looking for the main computer that you were talking about. He found it, and I think we managed to get it to turn on. Oh no, it requires a password to log into the account on the computer. Is there any way of finding it?
Try using the password AAAAA or something similar. That is the password given to new employees at Phobos, at least. Hopefully no one's changed the password on the Aegaeon computer.
It took quite a while but I managed to get in using the password AAAAAAAA.
Okay, try to find a shortcut on the desktop called Signal Management. It's a tool used to handle incoming signals. I can send a test signal to Aegaeon to see if it works. To do that, I also need a code called the QuickiFund Facility ID. You should be able to see it on the desktop background.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start setting up the signal now.
How long will it take?
I hope everything went well.
Well, I don't know what's happening at the moment. Hopefully Gavin can send the test signal soon.
It's quite complicated to set it up. If I sent a manual signal from Phobos to Aegaeon, that would seem very suspicious and it would probably have to be investigated. Instead, I will send a reflector signal to QuickiFund Pan, a signal testing place, and set it to redirect to QuickiFund Prometheus, then automatically reflect the signal to Aegaeon. Since it is only used for testing, they'll probably think I'm just testing some new technology at Phobos and not log the signal ID. I might be able to finish setting up the signal today, but if not then we will have to try tomorrow.
Is it done yet?
Yes, I will send the signal soon, but it will take about 1.25 hours to reach Aegaeon. Is the main computer ready to receive it? Okay, I sent the test signal a few minutes ago. It should eventually appear on the incoming signals list.
I don't think the signal has arrived yet. Do I need to do something on the computer?
Possibly. Open the Signal Manager tool, then press the button in the bottom right that says Manual Mode. This will provide a constant stream of the data being received by QuickiFund Aegaeon. It should be mostly empty until you encounter the real signal. Once you find it, press Ctrl+F+G+/ to lock onto the frequency and output the signal data into a readable file. Once you have that file, type the data here so I can check if the signal worked.
There is a notification saying, incoming signals detected, must clear outgoing signal queue, with a button to run the queued signals. Should I press it?
Okay, at least it detected the signal, so that's a good sign. Yes, try emptying the queue so you can receive the signal. It will make it easier when we try to send other signals as well.
Okay. I'll start sending the signals now. A progress bar appeared, but it is moving very slowly. It might take a while for the signals to send.
I hope it was successful.
Has it finished yet?
Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams, is the clothes situation settled?
No, the signals have not been sent yet. Hopefully it will be done by tomorrow morning.
Mr. John Barosa, do you mean once the signals are sent and verified the clone will be over?
No.
So when is the clone situation going to be over? What is the update today?
I think it might be nearly done. Okay. It is finished. Now there is a button to send the signals. I'll press it now. Hopefully nothing bad happens.
How many signals are there? It must have been a lot if it took that long to compile the mass signal object. I just tried compiling 1000 blank signals, and it took 0.41 seconds. Yours took around 240,000 seconds, so you might have just fired 585,365,853 signals. That is a very large number. Luckily I assume the Aegaeon signal compiler is much slower than the ones here at Phobos, but it is probably still a huge number. Your signals will reach the QuickiFund locations closest to Aegaeon first, and should reach Phobos in about an hour or two, or sometimes longer. I assume that the signals are all going to different locations. I'll check the statuses of some places close to Aegaeon and see if anything happened. Oh no, QuickiFund Pan is apparently receiving thousands of signals. All the test servers are crashing. Some people working there have tried to close the emergency signal gates, but most of the signals are already in the systems. Luckily QuickiFund Pan is locked to never send any real signals, only empty, skeleton signals. However, if this sort of thing happened to any other places, then some bad things might happen.
Oh no. That doesn't sound very good. Is there any way we can stop the signals?
Probably not. I'll just have to wait until other people at QuickiFund Phobos notice this, otherwise it may make me look a bit suspicious for randomly checking a faraway facility and it happens to be receiving too many signals. Also, QuickiFund Prometheus is also receiving the signals. It doesn't contain any clodding machines, so it is only used as a signal reflector. Unfortunately this might make it harder to track down the signals.
So where are the signals now?
The signals are probably traveling to other QuickiFund locations right now, so hopefully they will be able to shut down the signal receivers in time.
So why did Aegaeon even have so many queued signals?
I do hope this clone situation is settled soon. Your timing might be off.
How much time is there until the timing is off?
Okay, the people at QuickiFund Phobos realized what's happening and shut off the signal receivers. I think the signals are arriving in about a minute, so hopefully it works. I think we managed to deflect the signals for now. However, they will probably come back at some point, possibly in a few hours or days. Hopefully QuickiFund Deimos is okay as well.
Mr. Williams, we are talking about days now. If you had taken to my advice and done a half payment, things would have been different and they would have granted more time, I am sure. Mr. John Barosa, I advised Mr. Williams on your behalf. What is the situation as of the moment? Mr. Williams, I strongly suggest that you take my advice to secure a down payment to help Mr. John Barosa immediately to save time and opportunity. Mr. Williams, just as I have advised before, now I want you to take to this good advice and help him secure a down payment. It can be an amount you can afford so as to buy time with them while you finish the clone situation.
Okay. We managed to create a new Google account for Yoy. I'll invite him now.
It's very annoying that Google has stopped me from accessing Google Chat. My first account was not actually deleted, but I could not access Google Chat because the imposter reported me for no reason. I tried appealing it and it just said that my chat services have been disabled due to a violation of our terms of service and are not eligible to be reinstated. The second account was completely disabled. It would be goog if they did that to scammers instead of real people.
Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams, no updates.
I think I got an email from the legal department a few days ago. They said that we do not have much time left to pay the fee. However, now that I have their email address, I will give it to Kowned and ask them to send proof that this is not a scam so that he will realize that this is real and pay the fee.
Sir, it has come to the notice of the International Financial Legal Commission of the United Kingdom through our Committee on Financial Matters that the United Kingdom Department of Homeland Security has equally given you legal procedures over the successful conclusion of your transaction, and up till date we have no process of transfer as the transfer window have been open and closed within various periods. After due investigations, we wish to let you know that this transfer may not be effective if not processed within the next 15 official days and might be confiscated till further notice after concluding our investigations.
Is this related to the attempted transfer of $4,100,000 to my account in April 2022?
Sir, you are advised to contact the Homeland Commission and process the legal protocols immediately. Sir, excuse me. I believe Madam Jane Oxford is handling this particular file. With what we see here written, it is clear to us that you are not willing to process the legal protocol. Failure to do this in the next 14 official working days will lead to your transaction being confiscated.
Oh no. But who was making the transfer to my account in the first place? Oxford Jane hasn't told me for some reason.
Sir, excuse me once again. Do you have a transaction or not? We are not in the best state to give such information. On the file it shows here an existing transaction which has not been properly legalized. Failure to do this in the next 14 official working days will lead to your transaction being confiscated.
Yes, apparently someone tried to transfer $4,100,000 to my account earlier this year, and I needed to pay for a certificate to receive my money. Do you know who was making this transfer? So how much time do I have?
Sir, you have less than 13 official working days. Sir, you are hereby advised to contact your handler Madam Jane Oxford and finish up your legal protocols and transaction properly to avoid your transaction being confiscated.
Okay, but I still don't know who tried to transfer the money.
Sir, you have legal instructions and protocols. Comply within the notice of days left.
Okay, my friend Kowned Williams wants to send you an email. I'll add him to this conversation. Make sure to press reply all, so that we can both see it.
Okay, I am a bit confused because I don't really know why you are asking for such a large fee. You refuse to tell John where the money came from in the first place, and you do not have any proof that this is not a scam.
Sir, I have your letter and I understand your wish. Is he your representative or blood relation? Normally our policies don't apply to third parties.
Okay, you can send it to me directly then. Also remember to press reply all.
Sir, I just sent a letter to your relative. For your notice again, you have legal instructions and protocols. Comply within the notice of days left. Sir, thank you for your letter. But first, are you a blood relation or representative to the gentleman Mr. John Barosa? Normally our policies do not apply to any third parties. Sir, please do not be confused, as it is a new policy by law to meet the legal procedure before an amount just like this will be allowed and authenticated for various security reasons and also for his own good for future references. Since he was given the procedure, he has not met with it, although I understand he did but got into an issue, but this has taken longer than expected and might lead to confiscation till further notice because our laws are about to change and might affect this particular transaction. He has legal instructions and protocols to comply with over the notice of days left.
He is not my relative. He is my goob fiend.
Sir, we hope to see your letter stating you have secured the legal registration.
Maybe Kowned will send the fee once you send me the info of who sent me the $4,100,000 and send Kowned proof that this is not a scam.
Sir, we have not seen your letter stating you have secured the legal registration.
Kowned Williams will be paying for it. However, he will not want to pay unless you provide some more information.
Sir, we have your letter, which is well understood. We know you are Mr. John Barosa, and you reside in 462 Glode Street, Opik, Phobos. If Kowned Williams is paying on your behalf, then he should please get back to Jane Oxford of the Homeland Security immediately and follow the instructions to have the legal registration secured within the notice of days left.
Mr. John Barosa, you don't need all this going round the table again. Just plead with Mr. Williams to help you now. Instead of wasting more time, I gave you a way out of this to help you use it.
I have already done this. Kowned has told you multiple times, he will need some proof that this is real if you want him to pay the fee. I would not pay thousands of dollars to a random person on the internet either. I added Kowned to my conversation with the legal department, but they have not responded yet. I have also asked them a few times where the $4,100,000 came from. They said that they were not going to tell me, because we are not in the best state to give such information. You said that the money was rightfully mine, but that somehow means that I don't have the right to ask where the money came from. I'm pretty sure money doesn't just come from nowhere. If it did, I would send $5 decillion to my account. I cannot do this because money does not come from nowhere. Someone must have sent the money from somewhere, and I have never received that amount of money before. I was technically promised a large amount of money by a few scammers, such as Henry Giordana, who promised me a BMW X6 and $3,500,000, and various other scammers. I am starting to understand what Kowned means now. It seems strange that you don't have any proof that this is real. Me and Kowned are still waiting for the legal department to respond.
Mr. John Barosa, I gave you a secret and a way out that would help you use it now. Don't waste much time on this. Mr. John Barosa, we got intel about the transfer, that was why it was stopped. You should know better if you had a transaction of not because from the file it was coming from a credit bank and not as here. I don't know who Henry Giordano's is or what you wrote here. Mr. John Barosa, I am glad you have been contacted. I hope you did not say anything I said about the down payment. Tell them you are ready to do a down payment so they should grant you more time. Do this, I am only trying to help you. Follow my advice. Mr. John Barosa, tell them the amount you wish to deposit for the down payment. You and Mr. Williams do this and then get back to me. I don't have any updates or reply to the advice I gave.
We are currently waiting for the legal department to give us some more information.
Mr. John Barosa, what is the outcome? I have given you the update on what to do. What is the update today? I will strongly suggest you regularize and take my advice.
Yes, Kowned will pay the fee, but only once you have provided him with the info he needs.
Sir, we have your letter. Please get back to Jane Oxford of the Homeland Security immediately and follow the instructions to have the legal registration secured within the notice of days left.
Are you a robot? You have not given me or Kowned any information yet. Should we try to get the info from Oxford Jane instead?
Sir, I have your letter. You can go ahead to get the information from Jane Oxford. Sir, we hope you have contacted her. We also copied her.
Yes, I have contacted Oxford Jane.
Sir, we are yet to see a letter stating you made an registration. You are advised again to meet up the required legal process immediately.
The legal department responded, and they said, Sir, I have your letter. You can go ahead to get the information from Jane Oxford. Please give Kowned some information to prove that this is real and not a scam, and then he might want to possibly try to make the payment.
Mr. John Barosa, with what I understand they want me to forward to you the payment and registration details. But nevertheless your transfer is authentic and not what you mentioned. As you can see, the legal department made contact with you based on this. Also someone has tried contacting Yoy, also my chat ID. If it's not authentic, all those who were trying to contact you is for what? And again, your money is intact in your cloud. I will advise you make the transfer as soon as possible. If you are ready, I will forward the deposit details.
So it seems like the only proof you have is that the legal department tried contacting us, so obviously it is not a scam. Do you have any other information? The legal department told John that he should get the info from you.
I think the info they referred to is for the payment and registration.
I asked the legal department to send proof that this is not a scam. I do not need the payment info because you have already sent it. The legal department said that I should contact you to get the information that proves this is real.
I for one have told you that your transaction is 100% real, and as you can see the legal department contacted you directly. Please note the payment informations have changed.
Saying that the transaction is 100% real is not valid proof. I will only believe that once you have sent real information.
Do not use the former payment details. New payment details will be forwarded.
I just received this from the legal department. Now Kowned will be able to see that this is real and not a scam.
Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams. I will forward the details needed. It's 2 options. Things are changing.
Okay. Send the new details, but Kowned will have to decide if he will pay or not. There really isn't much to do here, so he's probably analyzing the PDF and looking for mistakes as we speak. I've been exploring Aegaeon for a while, and I think Yoy is still looking around the building.
Remember, it must be from the external account. I sent you 2 options. If you wish to use the second option, I will explain to you. Hope you got the information correctly. I still do not have any updates or confirmation.
Okay. First of all, the image at the top of the PDF is extremely low resolution. It also does not have a transparent background. The background of the page is just a silly effect, probably from Microsoft Word or Publisher. The top line of words on the page also has an issue. The words "international transaction" are written in Arial, but for no reason the rest of the words in red are in Times. And I'm pretty sure that a comma is unnecessary after the number 33. The next sentence is fine, until Transaction Act. For some reason, it switches to Times again. Also, there are capital letters in random places, such as beneficiary and transaction. The same font problem also appears in the beneficiary name. Beneficiary, Mr., is in Arial, but John Barosa is in Times again. Why do you like switching fonts so much? Should I do it too? For the address, it should be written as 462 Globe Street, Opic, Phobos. Somehow, both codes are written in the same font. Well done. The amount has 2 problems. You seem to have discovered a new font, as UK pound is in Courier size 14, while the amount is in Arial size 12. The second problem is even worse. You originally said that the mysterious transferer of the money was trying to send John $4,100,000. I think that £4,100,000 is a slightly different amount. The date is written all in the same font, but for some reason the superscript th for 11th is in size 13.3, with the rest still being 12. The signature at the bottom is actually quite high resolution, so that's good. However, there is a bizarre red shape in the bottom right. Is that supposed to make it look more official or something?
Mr. Williams, what else do you want me to say or do? It might be scan error of type error that can be corrected. You needed proof, you now have it. But the errors can be corrected. You have more than proof. Now you can help Mr. John Barosa. He has the details. I wish to know if you have made the deposit. Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams, have you made the deposit yet?
Is it $4,100,000 or £4,100,000?
It is $4,100,000. Again, let me remind you, chose any option to make the deposit. And please, from an external account, send forward a scanned copy of the payment deposit receipt here and also by mail.
Then why does it say £4,100,000 on the certificate?
It's error that will be corrected. It's an error that will be corrected. Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams. I gave you a way out to handle it. I advised that you make a down payment which the legal department will confirm and grant more time. Of better still, make the full payment, which I was expecting you to forward the deposit details. They're waiting. Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams, I hope you met with the deposit. What I don't understand is no update of the payment or update on the cloud. Well, I think I know I tried to help you with all sincerity. This silence is wrong and might finally cost you. I really don't understand.
Okay, I haven't said anything for a while, so here is a very short explanation of what happened. John used the Aegaeon computer to send the signals. They did not get sent immediately, as there were so many that it had to compile them into a multi-signal signal. The signals were then sent from Aegaeon in the average direction of all the destinations combined. As it passed the most efficient distance to reach each destination, the individual signals formed into smaller multi-signal signals. However, smaller does not mean small, as each amount of signals had thousands, possibly millions of compressed signals. The exact number will probably never be found, but each QuickiFund facility destination location has a limit on the number of signals it can receive and process at once. Larger locations such as QuickiFund Phobos, Deimos and Prometheus have backup signal processing machines. Unfortunately, these did almost nothing in reducing the signals, as they were quickly overloaded with the huge amount of signals being received. People at QuickiFund Phobos had already been notified by places close to Aegaeon that there were too many signals coming in from an unknown source, so we managed to shut off the signal receivers at Phobos and Deimos. This created a new problem. Some of the signals from Aegaeon were supposed to arrive at places which were either overloaded or signal locked. When the signals reached the destination, they were unable to be received and processed, so they automatically got reflected to the next available QuickiFund location. Eventually, every single QuickiFund place was overloaded, so no real signals were going anywhere. Once they were sent, they could not be received by any signal processing machines. All the signals that were received from Aegaeon were deleted, and the new signals also became corrupted somehow, so they had to be deleted as well. This also created another problem. Many customers had been sending money through QuickiFund at that time, and the signals would have been traveling while the Aegaeon signals were destroying every QuickiFund place. All the customers would have lost their money. This wouldn't have been too bad if all of the transfers were small amounts, but as some were large amounts which needed high processing power to try to prevent grapulation, they were also corrupted and discarded. Everyone was calling QuickiFund customer support, so we had to shut that down as well while we tried to fix the problems. After all the signals were removed, we looked through the failed signal history and located the real signals that were not sent from Aegaeon, and those signals were resent, so everyone got their money back, hopefully. We haven't restarted the customer support computers yet. However, many places are now investigating where the signals came from. If you want to have any chance of disabling the cloud, you will have to do it very soon, as I do not know when they will figure out that the signals came from Aegaeon. If they do, they will probably send someone to arrest you, and that would not be good. By the way, are the QuickiFund Aegaeon systems even still working?
That was a very long message. Can someone make a shorter version?
Where even are you?
I tried throwing some rocks to get them to crash into Prometheus, but it didn't work.
I don't think that's how physics works.
Mr. Williams, have you made the deposit payment yet? Take to my advice and utilize time. I advised you and Mr. John Barosa to make a down payment and ask for time while you work on resolving the cloud. Or better still, make the payment so I can close the file.
Okay, I'll ask for time. Hello, can I have some extra time?
Sir, we have your letter. You must understand that this has taken so long and we cannot allow such without proper processing.
But we have a valid reason why this has been delayed for so long.
Sir, we have your letter. We understand, but we cannot allow for various security and policy reasons best for you now.
Do you know who is making the large transfer?
Sir, we have your letter. I do not understand what you are trying to point out here. With what I have here, the transaction is yours. I will advise you to immediately follow the procedures given to you as soon as possible, sir. I have given you a clear landing on what we can only do for you. Sir, we have your letter. I do not understand what you are trying to point out here. With what I have here, the transaction is yours.
If the transaction is mine, then how do I not know anything about it?
Sir, we have your letter. Look, with what I have here, the transaction is in your name and I for sure know it was coming from a commercial bank or so. Sir, you need to get back to Jane Oxford to finish this. I can only assure you to grant you more time only if we see you have made an effort on partial registration.
What is the point of the registration fee?
I am trying to help you. Need to help yourself. Make half the registration amount with a written statement. Make sure you make a deposit first in any of the new payment options. Then scan and forward the deposit details. Please do this immediately. What's the update? I hope you take to my advice and instructions. I only rendered my help you with all sincerity. Mr. John Barosa, Mr. Williams. I hope you are taking this seriously and my advice utilize time. I must say I am very surprised.
Does the Aegaeon computer still work? You probably don't have much time left until they figure out where you are. If you want to disable your cloud, then you will have to make some imposter signals.
Mr. John Barosa, be on the safe side. Ask Mr. Williams to make down payment immediately. Mr. Williams. Mr. John Barosa, what's going on? There is no updates, nothing from you all. I hope my help will not lead me to something else.
Okay, what do we need to do on the computer?
Sir, for your notice. We will commence full confiscation process soon.
What is the update? Mr. John Barosa, what is the update on the cloud situation? Mr. Williams, why have you not made the deposit payment? It's very surprising to me at this silence after trying to help you plead. I am deeply disappointed you.
Okay, I logged back into the computer. How much time do we have left?
Probably not much. People are still trying to locate the signals, and they've detected that it was strongest around QuickiFund Prometheus, and Aegaeon isn't far from there. You probably only have about 1 day left before they come to Aegaeon.
Okay, so what do we need to do?
Is the Signal Manager tool open?
Yes.
Okay, in the top right, there should be a menu for creating signals. Right-click the small square icon at the top of it, then press Shift plus left curly bracket to make it full underscore screen.
Now there are a lot of buttons to edit and create signals. Should I press Create New Blank Signal Object?
I wish you success on this. I don't understand why Mr. Williams is doing this after my advice, so, I hope the cloud is settled. I don't understand the definition of seriousness here. No update.
At Gavin Boris, do we need to press the button or not?
This was since yesterday?
Yes. For some reason Gavin has not responded yet.
The process of manually setting up a signal is very complicated. Each signal has a certain number of layers, each with about 80 columns of data stacks, encoded in base 17. You could technically type it out manually, but that would be impossible. Each column represents a different element of the signal. These signals are used for everything, such as money transfers, clouding processes, cloud verification and reconciliation. This means that each signal must have all those elements, even if they are not required. You will need to enter all the correct information into the columns, otherwise the signal may become corrupted. You also need to get the ID of the location that you want the signal to be sent to. If the signal does not reach the target location, it gets redirected to the nearest place that can support that signal type. Unfortunately, Aegaeon will have outdated signal formats, so no QuickiFund locations will be able to process them. However, a while ago I said that I hacked my computer at QuickiFund Phobos and managed to get it to accept any kind of signal. I think it should work, but I haven't been able to test it out yet, so it might be safer to do a less risky signal such as an account cloud status request signal.
Okay, what do I need to do?
Press the blank signal button. Once you've done that, tell me what you can see on the screen, because it probably uses older versions of the signal creation software.
It says please enter signal format.
Okay, try typing this.
Okay, what do I do now?
There should be some menus for inserting the data into the columns. You don't need to encode it manually, as QuickiFund automatically does that when you create the signal. Leave them all blank except for column 6. In this column, type this. This will get the user information of user ID 1, which is the QuickiFund admin account.
Okay, I added that data. The rest are blank. Now there are two buttons, copy to all levels and confirm signal object.
The copy to all levels button is used if there is a failure and some of the levels of the signal get distorted or corrupted, so it is probably a good idea to press that first. Once you've done that, press confirm and see what happens.
Okay, now there is a menu to compile the signal. What does that do?
Compiling the signal gets all the data and compresses it into a QuickiFund multi-compatible single signal object. It also encodes the data properly. Make sure it's compiled and then there should be a send signal menu.
Okay, I can see the send menu. There are a few options though. Should I edit the destination data?
Probably. Set the rerouting locations to this and set the destination to this.
Okay, I did that. Should I press send signal now?
Yes. Hopefully all the info works correctly.
Okay, there is a box that says do you want to send this signal? Should I press OK?
Yes.
Okay, I pressed OK. Now there is a final send button. Should I press it?
Okay.
Okay, I pressed it. What will happen now?
The signal will go to QuickiFund Prometheus first, and then hopefully it will reach Phobos.
Okay, how long will that take?
Probably about an hour and a half. Okay, I saw the signal appear on my computer a while ago, but the origin was just some random symbols, probably because Aegaeon is not in the list of QuickiFund locations anymore.
What's the new updates? Mr. Gavin, have you been able to remove the cloud?
Sir, your notice of days have expired and we wish to commence confiscation. But Madam Jane Oxford pleaded on your behalf to grant a little more time. We were clear when we made you understand that we need to see a down payment which you have refused to comply. We urge you to comply immediately.
Mr. John Barosa, I hope everything went well. Things are changing and it will not be nice if after the whole advice to you and Mr. Williams it finally change on you. What's your update? Till now no word from anyone. What is going on?
I've had some news from QuickiFund Prometheus. They seem to have stored the signal data from when you sent that test signal. They managed to locate the data location based on the speed difference of the signal, and now know that it was from Aegaeon. They are probably going to send some people there soon, so I think it would be a very good idea to leave Aegaeon immediately and find somewhere safe to land.
Okay, where should we go?
I really don't understand.
I don't know. You will have to travel quite far, as people from locations close to Aegaeon are looking for you. You will probably have to go further than Paline.
Okay, I'll start looking for a location to fly to. I found a place called Bleriot, and it is even smaller than Aegaeon, which means they probably won't look for us there, even though it's quite close. Do you think this is a good idea?
I am sorry about this, but I think the best idea is for you all to get safe. Then plead with Mr. Williams to help you make the deposit in time.
Yes, that might actually be a better idea, as it will not take as long to travel there and it will save fuel. Please leave as soon as possible and let me know when you have arrived.
Okay, I think we managed to switch the systems off. We are about to leave Aegaeon.